It's time for the Instigator, the in-your-face hockey podcast that is loaded with controversy and criticism. This hockey talk rant will spark your hockey thoughts and opinions. When controversy happens in the hockey world, the Instigator is there to fire off their opinion. You may agree, but you just might wholeheartedly disagree. That's what brings you back. Get ready for in-your-face hockey talk and controversy. The Instigator is hosted by Brad Baroud and is a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio.
It's time for the Instigator, episode number 12. Tonight on the show, a little bit calmer and a little bit sadder show than we normally do. And tonight we're going to talk about the tragedy in Humboldt and how the impact is on the hockey world. And you know what? How it's kind of taken the luster out of the hockey season for me.
Inside Edge Hockey News, bringing you inside the game.
It was Friday night. It was April 6th. I was doing color commentary for a North American Hockey League game when my phone buzzed, and a partner on Inside Edge Hockey News and a good friend that does the Debate Hockey podcast with me and sent me a message saying that the Humboldt Broncos, a Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League team in Canada, that their bus was involved in a terrible accident. They were on the way to a Game 5 in Nipawin, and they trailed 3-1 in the semifinal series, and but they weren't dead yet. They had a chance to get back into this playoff, and they were heading to Nipawin, and things were looking good, and they were playing some good hockey, and they were ready to get back into this series with a win and try to advance further in the SJHL playoffs. And that's when the tragedy happened. Just north of Tisdale, a semi-tractor trailer hit the front of the bus. The stories have been horrific. They've been coming out each day in the press, and it's been a week since the accident, and I remember getting the message and kind of pausing as the game played out in front of me. A game that was a junior hockey league, similar to the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, an American version, equivalent in quality, but most importantly, the same age group. These players on the ice are 16 to 20 years old, a whole life ahead of them, playing the game that they loved, playing what they wanted to do. If you'd asked every one of these kids on that Humboldt bus or the team that I was watching play, they would have said their dream was to play junior hockey and try to further their hockey career, whether it's through the colleges, through a higher level of juniors, or possibly professional hockey. The magnitude of this tragedy has struck the hockey community and has really changed everything, and that's why I'm talking about this one on the Instigator. Usually I debate on this and I complain about something in the hockey world. There's no complaining tonight. The way the hockey community has just gravitated to help with this is amazing. A GoFundMe account, over $7+ million. People doing all kinds of things. People putting out hockey sticks on out front of their lighted doorstep at night in support and honor of the hockey players that lost their lives. I know my son and I put ours out. People wearing hockey jerseys to work or school on that Thursday, just short of a week prior to the accident. I know I had my hockey jersey on. It's all the little things. To try to show that community and to show the teammates and the family and the friends that this hockey community is small. We're here for you. We're definitely here for you. This is a tragedy that'll live on and take a long, long time. I don't think about fault. I don't think about blame right now, because right now it doesn't matter. Nothing's bringing these 16 lives back. The wives that lost their husband, or the wife that lost his husband, or wives that lost their husband, players, moms and dads, siblings, everybody. It's affected so many. Everybody in this hockey community knows somebody that is affected by this terrible tragedy. You know, what happens next in Humboldt? How does this community pick up the pieces? You know, beautiful vigil. Now we wait. Funerals will be coming. The hurt isn't gonna go away. The aloneness will probably come now, and that'll probably be the hardest part. But the hockey community is there. The hockey community is there for this town of Humboldt. And man, I hope this team in this town comes back stronger and bigger than ever. They've got a lot of people on their side now. Looking at this accident, I remember the Swift Current. I remember the airplane crash a few years ago of the locomotive team in Russia. I remember all these things and how difficult they were, but this one really hits home. When I'm calling a junior game, broadcasting a junior game, and as it happens, and think, man, this could be the team that I'm with. It just shakes the hockey world. As the weekend progressed, I did another game on Saturday night, and as I woke up Saturday, to be honest with you, could have cared less about hockey. I didn't care about that game that night. I didn't really want to go call and broadcast that game that night. I didn't care if my team won that night. This happened just a week, and not even a week before the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's usually my favorite time of year. I'm usually amped up, raring to go, bigger than life, ready for the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I'm a little excited as the playoffs get going here. But it's just not the same. It doesn't mean as much. Hockey's just a game. And it shouldn't take a tragedy to pull you back to reality. But all these kids that lost their lives that night will never, ever, ever be forgotten. And you know what? If there's any saving grace, at least they went out on top. They went out playing the game they loved. Our thoughts, prayers go out to the Humboldt Broncos organization, the community of Humboldt, family members, siblings, mothers, fathers, wives, friends, and the entire hockey community as we mourn the loss of the Humboldt Broncos players, 16 in total, with staff and players. Our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Inside Edge Hockey News, lighting the lamp and raising the cup.
Thank you. Thank you for teaching me about teamwork and hard work.
Thank you for seeing me.
The real me. Not my size
or age. Not my race or gender.
Not the things that hold me back, but the real me. The person I want to be. The person I can be.
Thank you, hockey, for being more than a game.
Thanks for listening to The Instigator. Check out InsideEdgeHockeyNews.com for all your hockey news. Follow us on all forms of social media. And most importantly, download The Instigator on your favorite podcatcher. Check us out on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeart, and YouTube. Thanks for listening, and always voice your hockey opinions.
Thanks for listening to The Instigator. Check back for future episodes or download the show on your favorite podcatcher. Keep up to date with all the hockey news at Inside Edge Hockey News. And check us out on all forms of social media. Until next rant, take care and enjoy the hockey action.
This has been a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio, copyrighted and distributed by the Inside Edge Hockey Media Group.